All right. Good morning, everybody. So we are at the third faith project results session, where we have Dita, who is going to be giving us the kind of summary of the results. We are quite excited because Dita is back after maternity leave. Prior to that, she was an executive director with European Network for Academic Integrity. I got to know her in 2018. At that conference, she also was recognized for just finishing her PhD. So it's been a while, and I think we are glad to have her back, and it's great to see that she's already been involved with the project. We are really excited to hear from you about the project results. Over to you.
Thank you, Zina, for kind presentation, introduction. Good morning, everyone. So I'm gonna present the third project result, and I'm gonna also later invite on stage colleague from the project author. So okay, so yesterday we heard our first two results of the Facing Academic Integrity Threats project. We were focused on actually preventing the threats, the policies, and then the education. And with the first, with the third project result, we are coming to the phase when actually the threat has already happened. And this means when somebody was somehow affected by the threat, so he or she became a victim of an academic misconduct. So in this project result, we are going to focus on the victims, and what we wanted to do was to find out what actually the victim means. So this was the first part of the project that we will present. And then we will actually present what we did for the victims, which is so-called victim support portal, where we provide information and tailored support by academic integrity experts to the people who were affected by the academic misconduct. So is there actually some need for this supporting the victims of academic misconduct? Actually, the idea for this did not come from like nothing, but as Nina, we have been approached several times throughout the years as the institution as a whole, or some particular people like the board members or some other experts in INAI, by people who had some issue with academic misconduct. And they were asking us what we can do, could you help us? And this came up with the idea that people who either was really victim of the misconduct, for example, they weren't plagiarized, or maybe they were falsely accused, or either people who already kind of reported some misconduct, they were whistleblowers, but then for this, they were actually threatened. So on this kind of people, we decided we need to help them somehow. So this came this project result, and in this project result, we wanted to find out what do these people actually need. And to point this out, we did two things. One of them was scoping review, and the other one was survey, where we actually asked the people. So now I will invite Oscar to present us the scoping review.
Thank you, Dita. Before starting this project result, we wanted to start with a scoping review to see the research landscape of the area we will dive in. Being a victim of academic misconduct and issues such as whistleblowing is a very sensitive issue, so there are very few research about this. And we want to see the research landscape So this was the main purpose of our scoping review. So this is our methodology. We started with identifying our research questions, then we defined our inclusion and exclusion criteria. And we searched for the studies, keywords we have identified. Then we conducted a manual screening and selected the relevant studies, extracted data from the initial database, assessed the quality of the studies, and analyzed and presented the results to you now. These are the keywords that we have chosen. The keywords were derived from the each project results, and we conducted the search in Scopus database because it is reliable and it has a wider coverage, you know. And our initial search yielded 1,700 studies, but then we conducted a manual screening using our inclusion and exclusion criteria, and we lowered the number of studies, and then we assessed the quality of each study by reading them one by one, and we ended up with 185 studies to be analyzed. And these are our preliminary results. We made kind of a bibliometric study, and you can see the number of studies per year, and you can see a rise in the number of studies throughout the years. And we have looked at which journals are these studies published, and the leading journal of academic ethics. And there are some other journals which the researchers are interested in publishing in such topics. And we also looked at the document types, and the majority of the documents were articles, and there were 4 book chapters and 4 conference papers. And this is the methodology of the studies. We found these methodologies, we annotated all studies according to the methodologies, and the majority of the studies are quantitative studies, as you can see here. And we grouped these studies according to some major themes, and most of the studies, as you can see, are related to academic misconduct and followed by research misconduct. And some studies are related to the academic integrity and research integrity. The integrity studies reflect the positive aspect, positive attitude. So the studies and the misconduct ones look at from the misconduct perspective. And of course, also there are 7 studies related to whistleblowing, and 7 studies are related to academic integrity policies. And these are the most relevant keywords we extracted from the keyword list of the studies. Academic integrity, plagiarism, research misconduct, and academic misconduct are the leading keywords. They are the most used keywords in these studies. Of course, this is just the bibliometric part of our scoping review. What's expecting us? We will delve into each study, and we will read the study and assess the content of the study, and we will make a qualitative analysis on these studies. So, back to you.
So the other thing that we did to find out what the written means was that we actually asked the people. So we used a survey. We created 3 versions of the survey for 3 different groups of stakeholders in academia. First group is academic and researchers, and the students. And we divided the students like another 2 groups, the undergraduate students, and then the graduate students, which includes master and PhD students who actually do have some experience with research, so their questions slightly different from the undergraduate students. We made the survey in 5 different languages. As we are an international project, we wanted to approach our local people in their own languages. And the expected outcomes why we actually did this survey is to contribute the recommendations for improvement of the policies. Going back to the first result of the project, we want to have some useful recommendations for the policies. And also, as I mentioned, that we want to support or help the victims using an interactive portal. So we want to know how we can improve the portal, what we can add. For example, what are the frequently solved problems, so we can have some frequently asked questions that people can easily find their answers. So as I mentioned, the portal for supporting the victims of academic misconduct, this will be now the picture I will present and that I will focus on because this is the main outcome of this project result. So this is how the victim support portal looks like. You can easily access it with the QR code, which you have in the corner, or it's academicintegrity.eu/victims. The portal has been launched 2 years ago on the ENIC conference in Portugal. And it is a web-based platform. It's interactive, and it was created in cooperation with one of the project partners, which is University of Maribor, and then my institution, the European Network for Academic Integrity. And now it's being operated by European Network for Academic Integrity. It's running on our server, and this kind of promises us the future of the portal even after this project is finished, because it's running on our resources, so it can just continue running. The functions that the portal provides is that people can come and they can ask private questions, and they can get a tailored answer from an academic integrity expert. Plus, there are some publicly available resources. There's a public discussion forum where people can also answer the questions which are there, publicly available, plus the resources that they can use. So what does the portal offer? The main function is that you can come ask a question and get a tailored response from somebody who knows the area, who is the expert, and maybe who has some experience with the similar situation that the person is asking about. Then we provide resources, maybe for a person who doesn't feel like asking a question, but he's just looking for an inspiration. They can find resources. There are real stories. We are kind of collecting stories of victims of academic misconduct who published it somewhere, or who write down their story together with their outcome, with the actions that they did, and we are just linking this story. So we have a collection of this set of stories. We have their blog by academic integrity experts, selected topics who are providing their experience, their opinion on these relevant things. And we are providing a list of guidelines which are related to academic integrity misconduct. So these are the guidelines which are by various authorities. And also by providing the answer, we can provide contacts on relevant authorities or the relevant people, and we can rely on our network resources. Because if you haven't heard about the European Network for Academic Integrity, we are the biggest academic integrity network in Europe, and we are also a key player worldwide. We have 54 member institutions, and there are almost 60 individual members. So there's this quite huge base of the institutions and individuals which we are kind of in direct touch with. And we might know the relevant people, we might provide good contacts. Also, there are 15 working groups, and maybe if some issue becomes like really important, the working groups can work on it, they can develop some educational or supporting materials on this topic. And also we have partner networks, so we are like in contact with the International Center for Academic Integrity and with other networks which can also like we can provide the contact. So whenever a person is asking us, it's not just asking like kind of like a friend who might give a good advice and tell him like, yeah, you became a victim, for you, but then we have really strong like background on which we can build like many contacts, many experience, and many resources which are available or which we know. The portal itself, the experts were answering the questions which are posted on the portal. They are so-called mentors. Currently, we have there 14 mentors. I think we will meet most of them here at this conference. And each of these mentors has kind of like a profile on the web page with a picture, name, affiliation, and short description of an expertise. So basically, when a person is approaching the portal and thinking about typing the question, he kindly kind of knows who is going to answer this question, and he can also select if he prefers someone to answer his or her question. So how does actually the asking the question works? We know that if somebody is asking about the thing that he or she has been a victim of academic misconduct, this is like really sensitive. And so we are trying to provide with the maximum privacy as we can. So the question is posted via online form on the web page. And basically the only thing that the person needs to provide is some email, because we need to be able to answer somehow, so we need some contact information. But it can be any email, it doesn't have to be institutional email with whole name and this kind of thing. So this enables the question to be like fully anonymous. Then of course the person describes his or her issue, what is happening, and if there is a preference, the people who are asking, they can they can select a mentor, but they don't have to. If they don't want to select a mentor, they don't have to. Then when the question is received on the portal, we have an admin who is an employee of ENI, and this admin checks the question. Of course, we have to check whether this is like real question or whether this is just a spam. And when it's a real question, the admin sends a quick answer to the author, like, hello, we have received your question, and now we are going to proceed sending the question to the mentors. Just please have some patience, because it will take some time for the mentors to answer. Then the admin selects the mentors. Usually she selects 2 mentors and sends them the question. The question, if necessary, is like again anonymized if there was some information that would like reveal the identity of the person. And then the mentors they take their time to prepare the response. When the response is ready, they send it back to the admin. And the admin takes the 2 responses from mentors, or maybe possibly even more, assembles them to one answer, and this answer is being sent to the person who was asked via the form. Of course, the person who asked received a notification via email. If the person needs some further clarification or further information, the communication can continue further. So yeah, there is a possibility not just finish with this answer, but to continue in the communication. In such a case, when the mentors or the admin find out that this question is like somehow, like this is happening a lot, and this is like a good example, we ask the person, if he or she minds to make the case like perfectly anonymous and publish it as a story, but this will be only if the person like really agrees that this is okay, and if he or she is really sure that it would put him to some danger. So now let's move to the portal itself. As I mentioned, it has been on for 2 years now. So now I will show you who are the visitors of the portal, and if it's really visited, and who is actually asking questions. So so far we have received almost 9,000 visitors. Based on the page, most of the page people see the main page of the portal. But then like nearly 1,000 of the people visited the page with posting the question. Of course, it doesn't mean that they posted the question. I was like also looking at like where we are getting these visitors. So most of the visitors are coming directly to us, which means they have the link. So for example, if you now open the web page with the QR code, this is like the direct access to the web page. So this is when we post the link to the social media, to other web pages, and so on. So most of the people, like half of the people, are coming directly. But also like 30 people are coming from what is in Google Analytics called organic social, which means from social media, and this means like that some people is posting something about the portal and somebody else is reposting and so on. And this is like the organic spread of the link which brought us the visitors. Also, some people are coming from so-called organic search. This is when you search something in Google. So if you post something, my work has been plagiarized, what can I do? So if you find in the Google results link to our portal and it brings you to the portal, this is how like 13% of people go to the portal. And then I was also curious about countries. So the most represented countries are United Kingdom and United States. And then it's like 3 project countries, which is not so surprising: Portugal, Czechia, and Slovakia, where we have some co-workers. And my colleague who actually launched the portal, she was from Portugal. So it's kind of obvious that these countries are really represented. And what are the cases statistics on the portal? So, like, did somebody already ask a question? Yes, we have received already 16 questions in 2 years. It might look like a small number, but for me, it's quite a like huge number. Like 16 people approached us, gave them time to type like really long and complete questions, and they received an answer, or they are going to receive the answer soon, because we have still 2 open cases. From these 16 questions we have received, from the completed ones, 11 of them were received as a private question. So that means the workflow that I described, that it went to the admin who sent it to the mentor. But also there were 3 people who just posted the question as public, which means that after checking that this is a real question and that this is not spam, it was published and it's like publicly available on the portal, and anybody can answer these questions. And obviously these questions like are catching some interest of people, because when I was checking like the numbers of visits, like 3,000 people opened the most visited question had 3,000 visits, the other had like something 2,000 and something. So people were actually reading these public questions and wondering what the other people were facing and what were the issues that they were dealing with. And from the 16 cases that we have received, I was trying to somehow find topics that people were asking about most. So the most common was plagiarism. From the 16, 6 cases was plagiarism. It was like plagiarism or all different kinds. There was a plagiarism of just like an article. I don't mean like scientific paper, just like a web article. There was a plagiarism of thesis by the supervisor. There was a plagiarism of a paper by the reviewers. So there were really different kinds of like really complicated plagiarism. Then the second common issue was some kind of an issue with a senior manager. Like these were usually really complicated cases. So this is like problem with the senior manager. It's like really simplification. So this was 2 times. And then there were like single occurrences. So there was some issue with the paper publication when the paper was submitted for the publication, but there were some delays and some issues. There was some issue with the PhD studies where the student was told like he can't or she can't proceed with the studies. There was an issue with the whistleblowing when a person wanted to whistleblow on some unethical research practice, but then her senior manager told him or her that yeah, this would like really endanger his career in the institution. And there was an issue also with an authorship in a like group international project. So these were the kind of things which we were receiving. We don't know the countries where the questions are coming from unless the people tell us. So there were various European and also outside European countries. So like different kinds of sources. So I'm getting to the end of my presentation, and I will leave space for the questions. So what I would like to ask you now is to spread the word about the portal. We have 9,000 visitors, but we want more. We would like to help to everybody who's struggling with being affected with the academic integrity in Sunday. And also, I would like to ask you to help us building the support network for academic integrity. So if you would like to become a mentor, feel free to contact us. We can discuss what does it mean to be a mentor, and you can become a mentor. It's not like these 14 people are mentors and nobody else can be a mentor. No, we are like really open for everyone. More mentors we have, yeah, the more the merrier. We can cover more disciplines. Also, if in future we would be receiving more questions, of course, more mentors means a less workload for each mentor. I don't know how many questions received like each mentor. Maybe it's not like evenly distributed, but from these 16 questions or 14 mentors, it feels like some huge workload. Also, if you see the portal, if you take a look at it, and if there's something which is not clear or which you don't like, which you think is missing there, please make suggestions what can come here. So we are really open to suggestions. So feel free to contact us and let us know what you like there or what you don't like there. What can we see? We are. Yeah, it's still new. It's 2 years running, but it's still new. So we are open for any suggestions. We would be happy if you can follow us for the newest development. The European Network for Academic Integrity has a newsletter which is being sent for in every 2 months. We are also providing there the updates about the FAITH project, about the portal. If you send this QR code, this is the page where you can subscribe for the newsletter, or you can see here the link in the presentation. And yeah, that's all from my side. And I forgot one thing. I mentioned the survey, but I think I did not mention that the results of the survey will be also presented today. I will have another presentation, and it will be in the 3rd session, which starts at 4:15, 4:15, and it will be here. So if you are interested in the results of the survey, I will be presenting them today afternoon here in the Honesty Hall. So you can come for more information about this output of the project. Okay, and now I'm open for the questions.